So I was just showing you the license plate because I think I discovered, I was, well, I'll get to it in a second, but I think I discovered why this engine blew up at least 27 years ago, and I'm gonna show you why. First, I'm gonna take off something, bring it over here, take it apart, and you'll see. Okay, well, we'll just start it here, and I'll just talk. Before I get to the real reason. So I was this is the oil filter housing that came with the engine, the original engine when I got it. So I was cleaning it, and I took. I'll have to show you. Let me just take this off. Do it real quick. Again, I'm just putting parts on here temporary. Trying to figure out what goes where, what's missing, so on. So there's two possible things that went wrong with this engine. One of them, I'm sure. The other one, I might have made a mistake putting something back together wrong. So anyway, there's no filter, there's no gasket, I'm just finding the parts. And by the way, this is the oil pressure sending unit, and I might, as I take this apart, I think I understand how it works and why it's here. Okay, let me just, as usual, I'm not ready. Let me grab a socket wrench. Well, it's sitting right in front of me. Let me take this off. So, I enjoy taking things apart. This is part of why I'm doing the car. I like to have something to think about. But I just want to say a few things as I'm doing this. Made in the USA. Part number is 5579457. And I have this other one. I don't know where I got it from. It's got the same part number, made in USA, but it's different casting. Anyway, that has something to do with what I'm going to show you. Also, you notice there's a different sending unit. So, I don't know if this is an older model or a newer model. I would guess this is newer. But, so anyway, I took this apart yesterday. Cleaned it out, put it back together, and I was thinking to myself, that can't be right. Something has to be wrong. It just didn't make sense. So I took this one apart, and I noticed, I'll show you. So you just take this off. This is just an old, it's my extra wrench I had. This thing is like, who knows when it came from. Anyway, hold your finger on there. This is a spring under here. Come up easy. So if you watch this piece right here, I swear I took it apart and it was on there. Maybe I didn't. But anyway. So if you ever take one of these apart, make sure your spring's good, make sure this is good. This is like a flat valve. When the pressure builds up, it pushes through. So that goes on the down in the hole here. Fits right in there. Put the spring back on. This side goes like that. And I'm getting to the real reason. But I mean, again, I could have done this wrong. I could have put this together wrong. I'm not sure. But I don't think so. So anyway, I've been wondering, why is this valve here? I mean, what purpose could it use? And I'm thinking that it's holding the. If that wasn't there, the oil would just flow right on through. This is making the pressure build up and sending the signal. So this thing doesn't tighten down too much, especially because it's under spring pressure. But here's the real reason. So we all know that oil filters, the rubber seal, should be on here, right? So this oil filter was on here, and this one was on here. This is the way it came off. So I'm just going to put it back on, and then I'm going to show you the problem. First of all, I don't know if you can see that. The seal is way out here. This was never. This is the wrong oil filter. The seal is way out here. That's what I think made this engine blow up. As for this thing, maybe I did that, maybe I didn't, maybe that's the second reason. I probably did that. But this is a definite. You get 80 pounds of pressure, the oil is going to squirt right out of there. So I think 27, 28, 30 years ago, I'm just keeping this on there so nothing goes in there. Let me get a rag here. And I'm just going to keep this with my bad piston. So this is what I think. There was foam in there. If you go way back to my earlier videos, I mean, way back in the beginning when I took the engine apart, there was like, you know, like a milky thing, like a blown head gasket. I think it got so low on oil and heated up so much, the head's warped. And water got in, and it just, and at the same time it was running out of oil. So that's my hypothesis. So I'm just going to put this back on. Short video. Carrying on the cameras on the tripod. So I was thinking about testing this unit also. And I think it's a transducer, which means it sends out a signal when it builds up pressure. Because there's only one wire. I mean, I don't see how else it could work. I might be wrong. But I should be able to put pressure on it. And it says, on the side of it, it says 80. So that must mean 80 pounds. Again, I'm just putting down here, it's just temporary. So now I know I got a housing, I know the spring is good, I know the valve inside is good, it's not shot, I got the right bolts. Just one more step. I know the right filter. I mean, they should tell you, but you know, I don't trust any store nowadays. It's always better to take in the old part. So I could always take this in. Because I can see that this one, the seal is right. One more thing this is just an extra thing I'm gonna work on, not today. If you stand right here, I'll zoom in. Again, this is me trying to work all this out. Let me see. Hard to see in this viewfinder. But again, all this came out of that other car. And if I put and I'm looking down this, I'll just lay this on here. It doesn't line up. So I'm wondering what is going on. And if I put the square on here, off this bottom pulley, it's out. Well, it needs to go that way about. You think, yeah, this outside face needs to go that way about 3/16 to a quarter. So I was looking at this, and you probably can't see it. But somebody put 2 washers in there, and 3 washers over here. And this thing is not completely tight for some reason. Probably because I didn't tighten it down. So I think if I just take these washers out of here, I'll fix it. And this pulley doesn't look very good either. I don't know if you can see that. See if I can hold this. See that? So, let me just look at this right now. I just noticed my voltmeter I left on. You know, I also think, now that I look at this, this pulley's not all the way in. And this stands right in my way. So anyway, I'll work on that. Another time. And then I was reading this alternator. I think it says 55 amp. I don't think this is a stock alternator. I was going to test this alternator also, but the fittings on this side are rusted. The fittings meaning the internal regulator. These are rusted. So how do I know if they're any good or not? I mean, how do I know if the regular is any good or not? I don't know, but I do know that these contacts aren't. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to touch one side, then the other. I'm going to put this on the voltmeter, this camera, or the ohm meter, we'll call it. I'll do the same thing. You won't. I don't know if you'll be able to see. Maybe I'll back up. Might be able to see that on a big screen. So I'll put it on 20 ohm or 200 ohms, or let's see what's the lowest setting here. You know, this thing is supposed to beep, it doesn't. But anyway, so you can tell if you have continuity. I'm touching, but when I touch these two, one side and then the other, nothing. So I can't even test this. Once I take this apart, at least clean those fittings or terminals. Again, I could just go out and buy another one. I could go out and buy another power steering pump. But that's not what this is all about. This is about something to do. Something to learn on. So that's it, I guess. I think the engine failed because of that oil filter, and maybe that fiber type gasket in the oil filter, but definitely the oil filter. Yeah, one more thing I wanted to talk about. This is the stock intake manifold. This is off a, I believe, I can't find this serial number anywhere, but I think this is off a 1970 Formula Trans Am or a GTO or something. But the reason I'm looking at this is, you notice how much bigger this is, like a miniature header, because before there's no good flow out of here. I mean, it came straight out and it just backed up and had to go that way and then turn. So I wish I could find the other opposite side of this. I picked this up at one of my videos called, I don't know what I call it, Lost World of Trans Ams. I went to some guy's house. He had about 30 Trans Ams. This was hanging on his wall. I got it for 50 bucks. But I can't find the other side. I think this is the, let's see. I think this is the, well, if I look at this one, it says the right side. So I think this is the right side, and the right side would be the passenger side. I'm not sure until I have both of them, because these outlets are in a different spot. Anyway, so I was gonna order those, two of them. I figured I could just sell this one on eBay. It's probably worth 250 bucks, but they're out of stock at what is it? I think it's called Classic Industries, because of the coronavirus. So anyway, so, and while I'm up here, we're looking at that power steering. Look at this other pulley. I don't know if somebody tried to beat it off or what happened. So that's it. I'm gonna get two of these, because if I put headers on, I mean, I had headers on my Roadrunner way back when I was a kid, but the Firebird hangs so low, I don't want to scrape it on anything. And then I might have trouble with the starter, getting the starter off, and the fuel pump if I ever need to. So anyway,